Hello to your homegirls. What up? This is going to be a makeup therapy. This was so much fun to do. Let's get into it. Gotta take the 4 eyes off and we're gonna hop straight into it. I am starting off with primer, even though I'm gonna do the brows first in this look. I just like to start with primer. I always think that is the first step. I've been kind of experimenting lately with doing my makeup without primer because I don't know, my skin has been feeling a bit balanced. So I'm like, let me just let the makeup. But I do think I have grown into someone that always needs primer. This is the Maybelline Master Prime primer. I've been using this primer for years. It feels so nice. I love it. I never not have it. I don't use it all the time, but it's something that is constantly in my collection and I love it so much. It feels so slick and slippery. Love it to pieces. All right, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna title this video yet, but the look is very much so authentic 90s. I've been in a 90s rabbit hole and like really looking at authentic 90s makeup. So what I want to do here is I wanted to make it be a little bit editorial, but I am sticking to authenticity. But what I wanted was like a blanked out brow. I didn't necessarily wanted the brow to be bleached, but I wanted it to be nude. I kind of wanted it to look like I didn't have any brows. I did just kind of clean my brows up, so they're thinner than what they naturally are. They're definitely not 90s thin, but they're thinner than what they naturally are. And I guess I could have gotten away with like a natural brow, but I wanted to make it be a very cool kind of alt look. Again, editorial is kind of what I had in mind. And I saw a really good tutorial on bleach brows, so I wanted to give it a go. I am not good at this. This was a fail. I was working on these brows for about 25 minutes and the brows look like I put no effort into them. So I'm starting with translucent powder. This is Morphe's, I think, Bacon Set in translucent. And I'm getting the powder all through the brows. Once I get a good amount of powder on the brows, I go for the foundation that I'm going to be using today and a disposable spoolie. These are Real Technique spoolies, and the foundation is the About Face foundation. So I'm going to run the foundation all through the brows. I think I'm only going to show y'all one brow here. And again, I wanted it to be nude. I wanted the brows to match my skin. I went into my Blend Bunny Forget Me Not palette just for a little bit of powder work in the brows. And I take my contour and my bronzer shade, those two shades, and then do a little bit of work with the powder in the brows. And then I'm going to clean it up with micellar water and a Q-tip. And we're going to move on to the eye look. Now, the eye look is going to be classic 90s white eyeshadow. I'm going to have white under my brow all the way down to my lid, and that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I was very much so inspired by cool tones and silver, and again, authentic 90s looks. They were tripping in the 90s. As much as I love the 90s, and I think it's the golden era, and I think, you know, everything was beautiful in the 90s, they were tripping. I felt like the brows didn't have much dimension, so I went for my concealer shade and bringing a little bit into the front for maybe like some sort of ombre. I was trying my best. If anybody has any tips on colored brows for people with bushy brows, let me know. This is not my first time trying to do something fun with my brows, and I always have a very difficult time. I'm going to keep practicing, but I'm not good at this. What was I saying? Yeah, we're going to do white shadow. So I'm going to go into my bag of like single shadows, and I'm going to pull out the About Face white liquid shadow. And this didn't go very well either. I kind of hate the About Face liquid shadows, or at least the white one. I find them to be very patchy and dry quicker than I work. It's just not good. I don't like them. So I'm going to start with adding a bit under the brows, kind of as I would with my natural colors, natural concealer, when I'm doing natural makeup. But we're doing 90s. We're doing white. So many cute white eyeshadow looks. And that's what we're doing here. This is a Morphe brush. You can watch me struggle to get this blended out. I probably should have worked one eye at a time. When you're working with liquid shadows, they have a dry time. So if you wait too long, like me, and you apply to both eyes, and you're working on both eyes at the same time, you're prone to a little patchiness, like I have received here. I have other products that I could have used, but look at stuck. Anyway, while I try to figure this out, what was I saying? Yeah, 90s eyes were very cool toned. There was a lot of white, a lot of slate blue, a lot of gray. We're going to be working with the grayscale here on my eyes. Yeah, there was not a warm tone in sight in the 90s. I don't think the warm look started showing up until like when we started going ham in like 2016, 2017, 2018. So my theory on why 90s makeup looked the way that it looked was especially when it comes to melanated people, I feel like the formulas were not made for Black people. Like it was just like a whole bunch of white powder, white shadows, formulas that didn't consider melanin. That's why everybody looked so ashy. That's why there was no dimension. Nobody was messing with any warm tone, so there was no bronzer. There was no dimension in the complexion. It's very rare for you to see a blush. So that's what I think was happening in the 90s. Y'all, I was watching a movie and my internet kept going in and out. So that's why I kept getting up. I know a lot of people do their makeup with headphones on. I prefer to just have a movie going on in the background. But yeah, so I just think I love the simplicity of 90s makeup and like the edginess, and I love the tones, even though it was very neutral colors, if you will. They were still very cool, edgy, like the blue shade, very cool. Like I thought it was beautiful. I saw this picture, I think, of Angela Bassett. She looked freaking crazy. I'll see if I can find the picture and I'll put it up on the screen. Like she had a purple eye, which was actually really pretty. It was a really pretty purple icy lid. Y'all know everything was like frosted out. It wasn't really shimmer. It was just frosty, like white and silvery. And then she had like this like cranberry lip, which I'm gonna recreate here. But it's just like, why were you wearing the cranberry lip with the purple eye? Like it looked crazy, but the craziness is what I'm leaning into and keeping it real. Like I've been obsessed with it, and I've been wanting to do something 90s, but I knew I wanted it to be real 90s, not like modernized 90s. I wanted it to be real 90s. All right, I'm not very happy with the white base, but we're gonna keep it pushing. If you watch my MAC video, you would have seen that I purchased this single MAC shadow. This is called a White Frost. We're gonna start with that. I'm using a Real Techniques fluffy brush. Nothing is really happening here. It's not doing what I need it to do. But this look is gonna be mostly my MAC shadows. I'll put in the cards me putting this little MAC palette together. I actually really like these MAC shadows. And I love the color story that I put together. It's definitely a me color story, and it's a very 90s color story. I'm going to start with this shade called Charcoal Brown, and I'm going to create a crease over this white with that. This is a Morphe crease fluffy brush. It's from the Nyan collection. And again, I'm just creating my crease with that. I love this shade Charcoal Brown, so pretty. Then this is a BH small precision brush. I'm going to go into this shade. It's called Greystone. I mentioned in my MAC video that these shades work so beautifully together. They look so good together. And I'm deepening the crease with Greystone. Again, I'm not very happy with the base here. I always say this, if your base is patchy, your shadow is going to be patchy. So I was dealing with a lot of skipping and patchiness, but that is not the nature of the MAC shadows. It's because I have on this ratchet base. From there, I'm just going to continue to work on my blend with a BH Fluffy. I'm going to go back into Charcoal Brown and kind of get these edges and make everything look really seamless before I start working on the lid. Also, sorry for my focused tongue. So gross, sorry. More blending with a clean fluffy brush. I love my eyeshadow to be blurred out edges, you know, seamless edges. So that's what we're doing. I really like the way the MAC shadows blend. I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to go back into that MAC white shade, White Frost, and I'm going to pack on the white on the flat brush and I'm going to pack it onto my lid. I pack it onto the lid and then I also go back up into the brow bone and pack it onto the brow bone as well. I love to blend, so one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to blend. I'm going to grab a clean brush and blend. I'm also going to go back into the brush that I used the Greystone on and blend the lid white with the outer corner gray, and then we're going to move on. Okay, we're moving on to complexion. If you know, you know. Complexion is my favorite part of makeup. I love it so much, and this is going to be so easy. 90s complexion was absolutely absurd. Those people had no dimension to the face. Everybody looked ashy. I think everybody was using powder foundation and then setting it with maybe like white translucent. Like, I don't know what the heck was going on, but everybody looked white. Everybody looked like a ghost. Everybody had so much powder on their face. I'm born in 1990. I would not have been able to survive 90s trends. With my naturally out-of-pocket brows and my dry skin, I would not have been able to handle the 90s makeup trends. Like, I would not have been able to wear powder foundation everywhere that I went. I would not have, you know, my teenage years were in the 2000s, so I did have a phase of tweezing the eyebrows into oblivion, but thank God we outgrew. I'm going to spray down a Juvia's sponge with the e.l.f. Power Grip spray, and I'm going to blend out my concealer. I've been doing a underpainting method lately, so that's what I'm going to be doing here. I'm starting off with concealer, and then I'm going to top it off with foundation. I'm not bronzing. I'm not contouring. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just concealing and putting on some foundation, and then I'm going to set it with powder. All right, I sped up the entire complexion. The concealer is LA Girl concealer in Warm Honey. And then the foundation is the About Face foundation. My shade is D4. And then I mixed in a little bit of the e.l.f. Halo Glow because D4 is too dark for me. And the About Face foundation is very matte. Blending everything in. I've been loving this underpainting complexion. And I think I got the complexion very accurate. This is the Say powder in Translucent Deep Air Set. And then I'm going to work on the eyes. So the face is giving one-dimensional matte. And we're going to finish up the eyes. This is the Melt Slick Waterline. This is the black one. I'm not one for a smoky lower lash line. I have very small eyes, so it kind of scares me to do it. But those people love them a black liner. They never winged it out. They never did any wings, but they loved a black eyeliner. So I'm using the Slick Waterline, which is a great waterline product. And I'm going to blend it out with a Sigma pencil brush and kind of get that smudgy, smoky, black lower lash line. Okay, I love me a wing, but again, I was really working on being authentic. And again, those people did not do wings. So I was just bringing the black up from the lower lash line and kind of doing a little pseudo wing. Then with a little shader brush, I'm going to go into Discotheque in my MAC palette, and I'm going to apply some silver into the brows. That's kind of what I had in mind. I was hoping, I wanted like gray brows, but I couldn't like picture it. I couldn't visualize it in my mind. So I decided to just kind of go nude. And then add some silver on top. So that's what's going on here. I'm adding a little bit of that Discotheque into my brow bone as well. I love the shade Discotheque. I really like it. It's a very versatile shimmer. Then with a liner brush, I'm going to go into my black in the MAC palette. It's called Illuminati, and do top liner. These are Profusion lashes from the Casper collection. It's called the Ghosting You pair. And then I did eyebrow piercings with gems and obsessed. Absolutely love. I guess that's giving more 2000s, but I told y'all I wanted a little bit of alt vibration up in here. I decided to pierce both eyebrows, and I had some little tiny baby gems in the inner corner. And I'm going into this e.l.f. 18 Hit Wonders into this silver with this Rose and Ben brush. The silver is called Vibrant. It's a very pretty silver, and I'm going to put some in my inner lower lash line and just inner corners. I have deep set eyes. It's very difficult for me. I don't have much of an inner corner, so it's hard for me to inner corner highlight. But I'm attempting to do that here. All right, once that's done, we're going to do lips. This is my NYX lip palette. It's called the Plums. I don't know if it's available anymore. I'm going to use those two shades. It's like a deep plum and then like a reddish color. I'm gonna line my lips with the deep plum color. Okay, this is an Eco Tools brush, and I'm gonna take it into the deep plum, and I'm gonna line my lips with the deep plum. Once I line my lips with the deep plum, I'm gonna switch to a different lip brush from a Bratz set, and I'm gonna go into the more redder shade. I'm trying to recreate that 90s cranberry lip. And then I'm going to go into, there's another version, like a burgundy-ish. They did a lot of like brick red lips. I was also really inspired by Amanda's red lip the other day. I go back into the MAC and into Discotheque and add that little frost. They always had a little frosty lip going. And this is just way too 90s. The matte face, the little frosty, the white shadow. I think I hit the nail on the head. I was just playing around. I'm sorry I didn't do my hair or like really do a look, but I've been really playing in makeup a lot lately and I've been having a good time and I haven't been recording it. So I'm like, let me record this. This is the MAC Fix Plus. This is the rose version. Just going to spray it down the face. I'm very much so opposed to white under the eyebrow like this. I think it's crazy. I was just, attempting to really do the 90s justice and really, be authentic with it. I don't know what I think about it. I think it's authentic. I don't know that I would wear it. I don't think that I would wear it. I like the eyebrow piercings. I hate that I fail on the brows. The lip is not my favorite, but again, I think it's true to the times. It's not modern at all, other than the lashes. The face is just so flat. Like, that's what I don't like that their face was so flat, but it was so natural and beautiful. I'll never, ever, ever get over the 90s. This is my ode to the 90s. Let me know what you think. Do you think the white is super weird? Let me know if you want to see something modern with white, because I do love white eyeshadow. I love y'all. Bye.